collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Timeless Chakra Read. I am your reader. Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years of service at the time of this timeless recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box if you would like to preview it for free. I am also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. This lovely subscription platform service thingy, hoo-ha doo-dah, loving it big time. Streaming every morning to my humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, different levels of subscription. Unlisted YouTube link talking about the day's astrological weather, the spiritual implications, the magical applications, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, but always, it seems, with a cup of coffee from the couch on the laptop with my hair doing what it's going to do while I'm in a bathrobe, really digging it. They're getting exclusive content, advanced content, all the extended readings that I do, part 1 on YouTube. You can get it part 2 on Vimeo on demand, or you can subscribe. All of my subscribers get that. So link in the description box. Check it out. Building a lovely community over there. Because I am, after all, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. Just call me Mel. Hi, my Scorpios. How are you? I love doing these readings. It's been a while since I did this. I took a break to do a lunar series, Waxing Moon. This is timeless. You could be watching this years later, so we won't go into that. But I'm psyched to do this. I like this reading. I've done this or similar for clients throughout the decades. So let's get up in it. It's an 11-card spread. Pardon the background noise. It's an 11-card spread. I did something called Chakra Check, I think in 2020. Just one series of it. Way too many cards. This is much simpler, but certainly based on the work of Caroline Myss. That's M-Y-S-S. She's a PhD. Her book and her work, Anatomy of the Spirit, which was a big life changer for me in lots of different ways. So there's tarot involved, there's some oracles involved, but it is a general read, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Could be about any particular topic. That's why I do recommend checking your other signs, because, you know, there might be clues, tips, and hints about specific things, but we're also going to be working with the Whispers of Lord Ganesh, and the newest to the Drawing the Circle Productions divination team, and it's just lovely. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, right? So that you can bring yourself into alignment. Take from the vision, the power of the 8th chakra, all the way down into the root chakra, your inspiration to manifest your highest destiny, as well as maybe to help you take what's coming in through the root chakra and alchemize that lead to gold into wisdom up to the 8th chakra. My pleasure to do so. Enough explanation, let's do some divination. Please take a nice deep breath. This is what they made me for. Still point. There are kitty cats chomping on the Purina one over in the kitchen. Here we go. Using the Mythic Tarot, I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West. Please lower 3 chakras. What's going on outside in, inside out? We're going to put these face down, or we'll just get them all on the table, and then we'll read them. So root chakra, what's going on? Tribal power, element of earth, groups, tribes, family dynamics, their connection to Mother Earth. Shekinah, root chakra. Let's do second chakra, my gods. What's going on in the second chakra there? One-on-one relationships, money, sex, power, creativity, the pump of the kundalini, the coiled serpent in the root. The kundalini is the second chakra is the pump of the kundalini, right? That kind of energy. You got to get it up, move it out the spine. Solar plexus, their relationship to themselves, to the hair in my mouth. All of a sudden we've gone rogue. Please, my God, solar plexus, relationship to the self, honor code, who they want to be in the world, their self-esteem, their gut intuition, in this Timeless Chakra Read. All right, let's gonna keep going. The next deck, we're gonna use the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to get you the Heart, Throat, Third Eye, Crown. These three cards are the physical world, right? Relationships in the physical world. The masculine energy, this is the feminine energy, the yin versus the yang. To see what's going on in the inside world in your Scorpio. You guys usually keep this stuff pretty silent, right? Keep it secret, keep it safe. So let's see what hits the table. Just keeping my eye. I've got feline mama awareness. It's just like, I'm just keeping an eye, and it's Belsy. Anything can happen with my Leo. I think that's him. Please take a nice deep breath. I have 3 black cats. Hard to tell sometimes. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of water. This is what I say for prayer every time I draw a card. Because I live in a Tex Avery cartoon. Please, 4 cards in clarity for the Scorpio Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. My goddesses of water, sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, heart chakra. Emotional power, what's going on in their hearts, face down, right? We'll get these all on the table first. Throat chakra, willpower, choices, decisions, spit, chew, or swallow, communication, free will, and all of that. Third eye, mental power. You can see truth or illusion, seek only truth. What's going on in the third eye of the Scorpio Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and in the crown chakra, spiritual power, 1,000-petaled lotus, Sahasrara, live in present time, the satellite dish that receives the inspiration from the chakras above it, and for the 8th chakra, the home of the archetypes, the star center, the upper room. I've heard it called 10 billion things, it feels like. The Caroline Myss archetype deck. It's a dominant archetype laying down the code that's going to beam down all of the other chakras, affecting what you attract and what you repel, right? The lessons that you need, the coming and going of it, and also the intuition to guide you through it. That's your free will to deal with or not. Need a little more room. Go like that. This one will go face up, and then we're going to read them in reverse order. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the gods, the goddesses, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, Lord Ganesh and the ascended masters of the General Assembly, please, 1 card in clarity. What is the dominant archetype hovering over the head in the 8th chakra of the Scorpio Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading? The pattern that they were sent in with this contract, the sacred contract, to develop this this soul power, whether they have it a reason, a season, or all of their lifetime, womb to tomb. The one they most need to deal with here, the one that the chakras are responding to, experiencing that in the inside and the outside world. What do you got for them in this Timeless Chakra Read? Took a while. But the gossip, the gossip archetype, I think this might have come up in one of the previous ones, but it was weeks ago, so I don't remember. I think the paper's over there. It doesn't matter. The gossip archetype is one of the creative family archetypes, right? There are 9 different families. This is creative. And, you know, there are different levels of gossip, just as there are different levels of power within every archetype, right? Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume, right? Slow, medium, hot, right? Cold, medium, hot. You get what I'm saying. A percentage scale of lead to gold. So let's look at this. On the card is written the shadow attribute and the light. That's the lead to gold, the shadow to light, the pain to peace, the blah, blah, blah. 3 more atoms in lead than gold. That's why we're going to turn to Ganesh to look at how to remove those obstacles. The shadow attribute of the gossip, you know this, everybody does, thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information. Now that's the thing. Scorpios are usually pretty good about that stuff because they got their own secrets, right? So if they entrust somebody with their secrets, usually they're trustworthy in that. But, you know, mileage may vary. Betraying confidences, which I've had my confidences betrayed so many times and it hurts so damn bad, you know, betrayal. Let's go Dante for a minute, shall we? The final circle of hell is betrayal. The deceivers, the liars, right? Buried up to their necks in a lake of ice, cooled by Satan's wings. Pretty picture. Would be fun to skate around though, kind of a slalom, right? So you know, it's pretty horrendous. The light attribute that's being aimed for here awakens considering for the feelings of others and honoring trust. Well, look, if you are an empath, and I'm not saying you are, many different definitions to that word empath nowadays, right? It's not all Raven from the Teen Titans Go. My history goes back with the new Teen Titans back to the 70s. Thank you very much. Donna Troy forever. Certainly an empath of vibrational. I'm an empath. I'm born with Pisces moon. Right? Scorpios, you're known for being empathic caverns of that stuff, but you keep it to yourself usually. You keep it hidden. And as a result, can create some amazing things. But the gossip and the light attribute awakens consideration for the feeling of others and honoring trust. Which means, no, I'm so tempted to pass this along. Talk about a throat chakra thing. I can spit it out, I can swallow it, I can chew on it, right, in any given moment. But no, I'm going to honor the trust that you have in me. And maybe you are dealing with a gossip, right? This doesn't necessarily mean you are the gossip. This could be the lesson going on. So let's look. 8th chakra, spiritual power will. We're off to a start. The major arcana card of oppression, half of the devil card, the other half in this deck is Coyote Woman, because the devil is a patriarchal image, patriarchal, whatever you want to call it, and it's a feminist deck. So this is very much chains, rocks laying upon your crown chakra. There may really be some fears in play here. Now, just to point out, the picture here is a woman buried under rocks in a burning village. Like, she could get out of that village if it weren't for them rocks on her, but each rock is actually the face of a person. So who or what is oppressing you? This can really range. I mean, really, it's our first tarot card down. But just to give a larger example than just like people holding you down or the man. The man is holding me down. I wanted to date the man. Who is the man? Seems like he has a lot of power. Right? That could be the spiritual conditioning, right? Religious conditioning, whatever. Chains of pain and fear. Holding, right, instead of the 1,000-petaled lotus of the crown chakra doing that, it's like, kid, rocks, right? What's going on in the third eye? Your mental power. This bears through 4 of flames conflict in the third eye. A mental conflict going on, probably the back and forth, because it's fire, of what do I want and why do I want it? What do I want? What don't I want? Now, I know 4 of Wands, traditional tarot, the engagement card, and yeah, if that's in there, that's in there. But there's only 1 dragon in this card, okay? And 2 archers pointing their arrows at each other, right? So what is at the core of the conflict here? The 4, I will say this, 4s are about rest and stabilization. The arrows have not been launched yet. That would be the 5, right? But now put these 2 cards together, right? You got the dragon. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's an alignment of art, which I think is just as important as intellectual interpretation alone. Third chakra, gossip. Oh, Ace of Pentacles, you have a solid opportunity here with what you want to do with your free will. Plant a seed, crush it under your heel, right? Feed it to the birds. I would chew on that. I would chew on that. Ace of Pentacles on the inner is a seed of wisdom. You're being given an opportunity to really make a choice with a lot of potential, but because it's an ace, there's no promise of where that's going to go. right? It's a chance. It's an opportunity. Look, as my third chakra starts clearing on your half. That's called, my God, it's called visceral empathy. It's like I'm picking up on the vibe here. It's like you might have to spit this out eventually. Oh my goodness gracious. Heart chakra, how much fire can we get here? Sagittarius, the Sagittarius card, Cerridwen, the Crown of Flames, which is the Knight of Wands. In traditional tarot, mutable fire, Sagittarius energy. So your heart here, the emotional part of this, you got all sorts of things that you want in your heart here. Now, some of them might be, well, let's just go to the deadly sin of the heart, shall we? Wrathful, right? Particularly if someone's been gossiping about you, or you heard a piece of gossip that has your heart inflamed. The deadly sin, 7 chakras, 7 deadly sins. Heart chakra, wrath. Okay, now, by the way, crown chakra, sloth. Okay, so that feeling of oppression where you don't put into play the things that you already know to be wisdom, but you got the wisdom in your third chakra. It's like a choice away. It's an Ace of Pentacles. It's not a major arcana card. So this might be just like a little simple thing. And again, spit, swallow, or chew. I can't tell you what to do. Which also rhymes, but that you do have choices here. But what's going on in this heart chakra? Because yes, this can be passion, this can be creativity. It's the, Sagittarius energy, 9th house, spirituality, expansion, ruled by Jupiter. It could be a lot of desires in the heart here, but in the mind, some of them might conflict. All right, in the world. Solar plexus chakra, your relationship to yourself and all of that. Well, there we got 5 of swords. So you are going back and forth on this in your own solar plexus, and maybe even having some power struggly argumentative experiences with someone in terms of communication, right? 5s are numbers of change, at least, but certainly that idea of really seeing that change, that conflict, that moving air of the 5s really hitting you personally. Now again, I'm going to recommend reading material. I'm a spiritual teacher, really, first and foremost. This is just a means through which that gig gets done right now. The 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. Don't take anything personally, but it's easier said than done. It's why you don't take things personally. And I'm not going into that now. It's a whole other conversation. But also, this can very much talk about your boundaries. This is an opportunity for you to reevaluate your honor code. Your honor code may be changing, Don't talk to strangers is brilliant for a 4-year-old. It's a nightmare in a 44-year-old, right? It's like, I know we could do everything on apps, but sooner or later you got to talk to people. So that 5 of Swords there, that this might have been a gut punch, right? Like, hitting you on the personal, in the personal power here, but really an opportunity to learn from this. What's going on? Second chakra, one-on-one relationship. Oh dear. Your second major arcana card of the spread, you got the moon, Hecate. There might very well be a crossroads here, just the feeling that I get. Because, darling, you gotta let them know. Do you stay or do you go? That is my vibe on that. However, shit is cloudy. You don't really know. You can't really necessarily trust what your eyes are seeing. What does your gut say? Now, sacral voice, sacral intuition. I'll tell you right now, if it's a yes, my second chakra goes, no shit. If it's a no, it goes, right? And, do I make major life-changing decisions on that? No. But in the moment, I can tell, is this person lying to me? It'll go, is this person lying to me? It's a very Muppet voice. I don't know what that is. But Hecate, goddess of witches, looking 3 ways at everything, right? The crossroads. So things may be unclear. There also might be a very strong empathic thing. So at least for you to kind of get, awakening the consideration of the feelings of others with that sort of connection to feel it out. Because what's going on the outside may not be very clear. And in the root chakra, the Ace of Swords, sure, something just came in. Piece of news came in. Athena, is it the truth? Is it not? The gossip on the table, who knows? Maybe it is truth that's being gossiped about, which can be the worst of all, at least if something's not true. Right, you can know for yourself, well, that ain't true. Believe what you want. I mean, people have been making up shit about me since I was born, apparently, right? So that's fine, you know. I'm meant to be who I'm meant to be in this life, and if I start caring about what other people think, maybe that's part of the gossip schemata here with this conflict in the third eye. Really important. What do you think, right? More important, what does your soul think on that? What does your higher self feel about that? Because you have the opportunity in this situation to really alchemize, although I think it's possibly true that someone's gossiping about you. Because it happens, right? It happens, and usually from the least expected people, places, and things. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Really, to get that crown chakra open, I think is going to be pretty key. And you have the wisdom in the throat chakra to do it, right? Even if it's start with an affirmation, right? Whatever it is. All right. Next, we're going to use one of the chakra reading cards by Rachel or Rachel Charman, Charman, Rachelle, Charman, Rockpool Publishing, to tell you which one of these to focus on and get you an affirmation. And it's a really nice piece of work, and I love the cards. They do add an extra chakra. They do the chakra under the earth, which I just don't do in these readings, but they do put the 8th chakra in here. Let's see what hits the table. The higher selves of all involved. I need to make more room. So please, take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved. The Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, and whoever else may be involved in this. And that could be more than one person. Oh, yeah, well, with Ace of Swords in the root chakra, tribes, groups, circles of friends, sure, where 3 or more are gathered, thou havest a tribe, a psychic circuit. So please, what is the dominant chakra for them to really focus on? A little clue, a little tip, a little hint, a little healing for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading. This Timeless Chakra Read. Inner child. Definitely heart chakra. It's got to be heart chakra. It's so green. Card number 17. Now I do need my glasses for the... Maybe I don't need my glasses for this. Still waiting for my contact lenses to come in. I stopped doing these readings. But I took the break from them. I had 2 chakras. 2 chakras. I had 2 contact lenses. Now I only have 1, so not wearing it. Please take a nice deep breath. Inner child. This is my gig. Still point. Card number 17. Inner child. Heart chakra. You have called this card and energy into your awareness today because it is time to create a more fulfilling, loving relationship with your inner child. Stick a pin in it. Check out the work of Matt Kahn. He says, just talk to your heart chakra like a child. It's a good way in. There is a spectrum of inner child work, seriously, from the most like clinical, Freudian, Jungian, that end of it, all the way down to tinfoil hat, woo-woo land, right? New Agey, Reiki, Schmeiki, Eggs and Bakey, right? Whatever. So there's plenty in between and tons of inner child videos on YouTube. Each person has within them aspects of the child, those parts of us that can be vulnerable, misunderstood, unloved, not heard, and those wounded feelings we hold onto as children, right? Because who's taught how to process emotions in a healthy way? Honey, I'm Generation X, right? We figured that shit out by ourselves, or we didn't. When we take these experiences into our adult life, our connection to the inner child is sometimes forgotten. Have you been beating yourself up lately, or been down on yourself and allowed people and situations in your life to affect you negatively? Well, I think with the gossip on the table, that is oh, but guess what? My phone doesn't understand it either. So don't feel like you're... Pulling this card today highlights that you are currently reacting to a situation from the perspective of the inner child. Old wounds may be opened, and you may feel trapped and confused. Okay, so we think about inner child as like, you know what, like toddler, maybe like 8, 9, 10, but rarely a tween. Well, what about a teenager? Still considered a child in the eyes of the law, depending on where you live, I guess. Right? Mean Girls. so many movies flashing through my head from the 80s and 90s, right? Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink. Excuse me. Take some time to tune into this wounded being that lies within you. Ask what he or she requires in order to heal. You may feel drawn to go and see a healer or to simply take some quiet time and engage in an inner dialogue with this part of you. Whatever is required, know it's a powerful time of healing and breaking free from these old restraints. It's time to set your inner child free and allow this aspect of you to feel safe, because the child archetype, regardless of sub-pattern, is always about safety and innocence, which takes vulnerability. Just does. And you might not feel like being vulnerable in a situation like this. It's time to be fully engaged and present with your inner child to allow deep connection and healing, which means you have to allow it to feel what it feels and love it anyway, right? That's the unconditional love, that specific frequency of self-love. It's like a radio station. Only we can broadcast that to our own child within. Love, love, love is the key. Literally, it's said it 3 times. It's also very important to allow the inner child out to play. Life can become so serious and we forget to play, create joy, and have fun. When was the last time you played and felt like a kid? What does your inner child want to do? Go play on a swing, dance, paint, go to the beach. It's time to let your inner child express himself or herself with play and joy. All right, so heart chakra, and what's in the heart chakra? Oh, shit, it's the Ace of Pentacles, like a seed, like a baby, like a potential of wisdom. Really wonderful. My inner child is free to express love and joy. Yeah, and in the privacy of your own home, if that's how you need to do it. But it's a nice affirmation. My inner child is free to express love and joy. And remember, a lot of people have told the inner child, I love you, and then in really unloving things. It might take a while for you just to sit there and say to your heart, I love you, inner child. Is like, yeah, right? Particularly if it's an adolescent. I started doing inner child work like before I was 20 years old. Oh, God, Boston was a trip. Okay, our next card down. Oh, how delicious. How nutritious. How non-malicious. Lord Ganesh, the whispers of Lord Ganesh, to help remove the obstacles, right? Particularly if we're looking at heart chakra here. Those 3 atoms in lead, that otherwise it would be gold. And if you do the alchemy, it does. Please take a nice deep breath. Such a different vibe, still point. Oh, I could spend all day here. But instead, I call to the blessed Lord Ganesh. Lord Ganesha, the elephant-headed Hindu god of success, of prosperity, of joy, but mostly known here in the West as the remover of obstacles, just like how an elephant could just give a head bonk to a tree and the tree falls over. Please, beloved one, compassionate one, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom and power, your oracle message to help the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemize that gossip archetype, healing their inner child, oppression in the 8th chakra, conflict in the 3rd eye, a seed of potential, Ace of Pentacles in the heart chakra, but Sagittarian mutable fire in the throat, with the 5 of swords, back and forth, stormy communication most likely, hitting them in the solar plexus with the moon in the 2nd chakra. They may be feeling something, but it's not clear. And maybe there's just something going on there that needs to be looked at. Major arcana, big deal. And Ace of Swords, definitely a piece of information, a thought flying around the tribe, the circle of friends, who knows what. Please, what's your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power for the Scorpio collective at this Timeless Chakra Read? Positive outlook. Now, I'd say that starts in the 3rd eye. Well, it's a choice too. Positive outlook. Let's see. I love him so much. He's so beautiful. I love elephants. I mean, I am a lion. That's my animal. That's my lifelong totem, the lion. I mean, it's a long story. Not going into it. Not going into it right now. Card number 29. Positive outlook. Put your nose to the inner child. Breathe. Card number 29. Positive outlook. How you feel depends on your own mental attitude. That's true. Air, thought condenses into water, emotion, just symbolically speaking. The many faces of Ganesha reflect how you feel about the different aspects of your life. Spirituality, health, finances, relationship, and emotional well-being. Oh, I get it, because you see there are the different faces, if you can see that, right? It's not just the one. Cool. It is important to remember that circumstances are not good or bad, but always neutral. Very Course in Miracles, very Zen, very much unity consciousness. It is how you approach the situation that will determine your outcome. If you choose to see something as depressing, it will be. If you choose to see something as encouraging, it will be. And look up encouraging as a word, right? It's a word we use, discouraged, encouraged, but courage, the courage of the heart, that is the divine power, and that's where this wisdom is. And, you know, children, if they feel safe, they're courageous as fuck, right? They'll jump off into their detriment, granted. Learning curve. Your mind determines how your day will go. Your state of mind has influence over your body, your relationships, your emotional well-being, and how you view your finances. Every day, you are so careful when considering what you will eat during that day. You have an opportunity to be just as discerning when it comes to how you think. Maybe not what you think, but how you think. Because information is coming at us faster than ever before, right? From Pony Express to, you know, text messaging. It's been quite a journey, right? We have to process so much more, so much faster, and sometimes you just can't. You can conquer your moods no matter how bad a mood you seem to be in. Make up your mind that you are not going to be controlled by your moods anymore. We are talking to a Scorpio here, Ganesh. If you do find yourself in a low disposition, take a moment to acknowledge what brought this up for you. Take positive action and shift back to happiness or being positive. Now, at the peril of emotional bypassing using spiritual practice, it feeds the shadow, right? It's like, oh no, cancel, erase. Well, good luck. Psychologically, that seems to not bear as much fruit as one would think, right? Because it just builds up and then somebody looks at it the wrong way and it's, you know, the fucking Titanic. So, but your heart will go on. Sorry. No, I'm not. Let's get one more card on the table. Positive outlook, because the thing, why wouldn't it? A healing mantra from the Mekon Healing Mantra deck, our last card down, would be helpful. Now, this deck is always consecrated, empowered, whatever, to the higher, to the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. And particularly with that inner child card on the table, I'm going to ask for the gods of healing here, because whatever that is that's going on here, I think healing is part of the alignment, and alignment is part of the healing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah, I call upon the Ascended Masters of health and healing processes, healing energies, healing ways, healing means. Please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. The perfect mantra to help them bring into alignment and alchemize this gossip archetype from lead to gold, oppression in the crown chakra, conflict in the third eye, Ace of Pentacles, potential in the throat, Carowittian, transformation too, definitely a goddess of transformation, goddess of the cauldron, crone of flame, Sagittarius energy, which should also be about an expanding heart if their outlook is positive, if the inner child feels safe to do that, because there is some shit floating around with that Five of Swords hitting their solar plexus chakra in the outside world, maybe something affecting their self-image or their feeling about themselves. And with that moon thing, I wouldn't say that everything is completely clear here. There might be all sorts of lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions there, but I would say the second chakra intuition is probably on point, though it may not make sense, hence the mind being in conflict, because there is that Ace of Swords thing going on in the groups, the tribes, the circle of friends, definitely on the physical level here. So if they were to focus on their heart chakra, help them focus on the heart chakra there with the inner child, with Ganesh given the grace and the blessing of positive outlook, the perfect healing mantra for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this their timeless chakra read. Releasing expectations, only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. I call it my clairvoyant mantra. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. Look, I'm trying to buy a house. I am. We're in the process, right? I got my family up there. They're scouting things out. I'm zooming in, so to speak, on cell phones to look at stuff. We just put a bid in. Bid was rejected because the people who did get that bid in didn't want an inspector. Oh, fools rushing where angels fear to tread, mama. No way. Glad that didn't happen, right? So it's very easy to put your heart into something and want something so much, but expectations are often the seeds of heartbreak, particularly if you're expecting the worst positive outlook, right? So only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. This is one of my, there are a lot of, I've had this for almost 3 years, this deck. So I know them, I work them. And my clients love them. A lot of them have bought the deck after I've read them. So, let's release some expectations, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. So much easier said than done, I know. Rocking back and forth. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. Only the highest possibilities. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. When you release expectations, it's no longer your job to be in control of reality, because the idea that we are in the first place is completely ludicrous. You are a soul birthed from the fabric of destiny, where only the perfection of universal will takes shape and form, which means you are born from perfection. Perfection cannot create imperfection, but our perception of our imperfection, I think you get what I'm saying, can be a faulty expectation, right? Something that's a lot. Takes shape and form. Once expectations are released, a life beyond your wildest imagination is given permission to enter your reality. So, it doesn't matter what they say in the jealous games people play. Hey. Our lips are sealed, right? Our lips are sealed and we're releasing expectations. This mantra is ideal for having more faith, learning how to trust, like a child who's been, going through it, that inner child, and alleviating disappointment, because, say it with me, expectations are the seeds of disappointment and often heartbreak, because disappointment and heartbreak vibrate on the same emotional frequency in my experience. So this could be about anything. This could be gossip about anything. This could be a piece of gossip that really throws you into conflict about something that you really want, but can you trust the source? Because at this point, it doesn't feel like it's the source of the information. It feels like it's a channel of the information. Location. Right? That game of telephone, that shit gets distorted as it goes along. So here's what we're going to do. Put all these together in a blessimation. A blessing and a summation all at the same time, because it's economic, I guess. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end, if you want, as I release the Scorpio collective from my energy field. And it usually comes out a little goofy, and I'm usually pleased by what flies out my mouth. Now, please take a nice deep breath. You try being a channel of the divine every day. You probably, well, we all are. Still point. All right, let's give it to him. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the throat chakra, for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need, so that they can alchemize the gossip to awaken consideration for the feelings of others, and honoring trust and understanding how that plays out for them, so that they can lift the stones, they can lift the rocks, the oppression, alleviate that oppression in that crown chakra by acknowledging the conflict, but that it is in the mind, and that there is a way to deal with this, to move through this from the 5 of flames to the 6 flames, right? To bring it into that place of balance. It's just a mental journey there. But they have the choice to do this. They have it in their teeth. they have it right here. Do they spit? Do they swallow? Or do they chew on it for a little while? They do have a real nugget of wisdom there to work on. But what will happen if the passions of the heart, that Sagittarian energy, can move them into wrath or into fortitude, courage, healing, kindness, compassion, passion in a lead to gold, more gold than lead, particularly if there's all sorts of pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, 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 going on, a little music band hen party, so to speak, going on there, disrupting their solar plexus. And with the moon, certainly in the second chakra, they might not know exactly who to confide in. Something feels off, not sure what it is. But gotta at least honor that, because that child might not feel so safe on the inside, because there is something going around, a little piece of something, a little maybe half-truth, right? Maybe something that appears true, isn't at all, but definitely a piece of information, true or false. And this is Athena holding that sword, so they better be careful with that, who's ever circulating that thing, because certainly the innocence of their heart is being affected here for them. Give them what they need to tune to that inner child. It's not easy work, and it was made fun of a lot in the new millennia. My inner child doesn't like you. Well, that's not really an adult way to deal with the inner child, is it? But rather for them to learn how to really talk to, relate to, do whatever way, shape, or form to allow that child to feel their love as they really begin to look at their mind on this, the conflicts, different ways. Is this an opportunity or is it horrible? Is it a problem or a situation? Eckhart Tolle, power of now. So that they can release the expectations. They can begin with that right now. Because only the highest possibilities come to be, whether we envision them or not. And that is always true, and it has always been true, and it always will be true. But that doesn't mean that we see it, right? That all that rises falls, all that erodes renews. May they be blessed, so that they can master this gossip situation in their life forever and evermore. No, but they will have more wisdom here, and that child within them will be safe. So they will be blessed, and so we will all be blessed, and we will all benefit that they all be blessed for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So would it be. So it is. For some of you, this is family gossip, and that's what makes it hard. You know, if it's different, if it's just office stuff, or maybe not, right? Tribes, but whatever this is about. So tell me, what is it about? Comment below. You don't got to reveal all your Scorpio, but put a word or two. I'd like to know. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, by all means, hit the like button and subscribe, because I'm not stopping. Even when I move, I'll do something, put out content every day, because I really do enjoy it. That's one of the things I do for my kid. I let him create from the heart out. But if you want the deeper experience, the daily experience, the more magic, the more miracles, the more mysticism, the more Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. I am, after all, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. And someday, probably after I'm dead, people are going to figure out, oh my God, that's what that meant. Oh my goodness gracious. So get me while you can, because tomorrow's promised to no one. And if you want to book me for a private reading, easy enough to do, link in the description box. A YouTube video called Booking a Reading with Mal explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. And I don't think I'm letting go of that joke, apparently, otherwise a new one would have come in. Regardless, I love you. Hang in there. Clear them chakras. Talk to that inner child and release some expectations, and may it bring you the very best and the very blessed of all of this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.